You can play. You know, that's that little thing right there. Your whole life, the things that you do the best are little things, but they add up. You know, if you don't take care of the little things, you don't get the big ones. And that's evident. Look at the Cowboys. You know, all those little things, the little 5-yard penalties, when you just completed a 45-yard pass, and you look back there and that flag is thrown, God, it just kills you. You know, you do it over and over and over, you know, you can get good at that.
Master.
Yeah, thank you. I had a belly full of that. That was the most frustrating thing about leadership, is to see people that have all this talent, but they don't use it. Talent is not the key. You know, everybody has talent. Everybody does. People that you are competing against, I can tell you now, that young lady is competitive, and if you haven't figured that out yet. She is very competitive. Don't get on a tennis court with her, or especially a racquetball or a hammer squash.
Yeah.
She'd kill you. I used to watch when they play, and she plays these guys that are ranked. You know, they're ranked statewide, and some even the whole country. Good people. And I'm telling you, she walks in there and whack.
Okay.
They come out of there bruised, hit the back of the head. Anyway, the little things of life are the same thing as the little things of your business. You have two different things going there, and pay attention to the little things that life is on your mind all the time. Take them and grow big, and it'll spread to your business. You're not in this by yourself. Pay attention to the ones that are always doing the little things. And man, it just grows up so big. You get such a big round world that you're the envy of every other real estate interested person. You're the envy of it. You are absolutely among the elite. I can't tell you how proud that we are of you. Those that we have met before, you are our team. We love it. We enjoy coming here, and it's like going to the playoffs right now in football. That's all you have. You got that long season, and then you have another season. The season of the playoffs. The ones for the money, the ones for the gold, the ones for the rings, the ones for the trophies. Those kinds of things are just beautiful when you see them. Start from here. They pay attention to their business. They pay attention to their family, right here. They pay attention to each other. It's not a cutthroat kind of feeling. You're not competing to kill. You're competing to let people know you're grown more than they are. And this is that's when things start happening for you in your life. I'm very proud of Leslie. She is a bright star in our eyes, in my eyes, and my wife's eyes. And Dan, I want he is a superstar in our industry, and I mean that. He operates at a different level, and I know he's always going to. Now I'm talking about how good he is, and he's going to get mad because I didn't play him enough. He was one of our quarterbacks at the University of Texas, and he was, I'll have to admit, I should have played you more.
See?
He really is a pleasure to I've got the best job in the world, you know. He's the brains of the outfit, and so I know who to blame. And we go all over the place to help people to do the things that they choose to do. You know, choosing is probably as important as contracts. You choose the course that you take. You don't let other people do that unless it's you're asking them to. But once you grow up and you recognize that you have choices, you use them, and you use them with your goals, with you in the center of it. So choose carefully who you go as team members, choosing the team. Choose carefully about the people that you hang with. Choose, and hopefully you'll reach up here and you'll see something out of a person that you admire and you would like to be like this person. You choose to be like she or he or us. You know, you guys are elite. You really are. I think you know that. And those of you that haven't learned it yet, hurry up.
Thank you.
You know, it's like, didn't you have a great year this past year?
Yes.
Yeah.
Did you grow this past year?
Yes.
Yes.
Absolutely. You're getting ready to get off the platform of a dive up into another level. This next year needs to be one where you are represented, you are recognized everywhere in the country. Be right here, this one. So we don't want to say good luck. Hey, you're good. You don't have to have luck. Wouldn't hurt. But you know, it's but don't count on it. Now, unless you can really and truly affirm it. If you can affirm that you are the luckiest in this room, you are the luckiest in this town, you are the luckiest in this industry. If you can really affirm that, look out. They're going to get out of your way. You are for really real. Now, we were talking about who's going to go first to talk to this group, you know? And we
It was
generally...
supposed to be me.
See, I'll tell you what, I used to whip it. You know, listen to, I want to thank you. for your prayers.
Yeah.
We're receiving them, our whole family, and it's doing good, doing great. And now, I'm going to tell you about this guy. He was one of our quarterbacks at Texas, like I said. He's always been a leader. You know, I think some of you I've shared a lot of my life with. I haven't had a chance to get the rest of you, but we will. That's what we're going to do. You know, I want you to hear him. He has got some things that people all over are just amazed at because he's sincere. He's very sincere. He's dynamic. He's a competitor. He really doesn't like to lose. And I'm going to put that another way. He loves to win.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that one a little better.
And it's he's done a good job of that, an excellent job of that. I mean, Dan, why don't you take over? And I'm gonna.
Just as you hear something, jump in. It just triggers. We're going to keep it because I know our time's a little adjusted. We're working on Leslie time, so I appreciate y'all staying a little longer because it's good for our esteem to have y'all listen. It really is. But you can see we've got a very close family, and y'all really are a part of our family. And it's what a great feeling it is to see the faces. Because you look, when we see you, you're looking at us with a sense of, oh, it's good to see you. And you receive it. Don't you get that when you see somebody you care about? And you just get that feeling that they want you there? Yeah, I wonder if that's how your clients are. And if they're not, get like that. Because I promise you other real estate agents and of other companies, y'all are doing things differently. You really are. And as awesome as those numbers are, which are incredible, but they're expected, aren't they?
Yes.
You should be doing that. Y'all got a different setup. This company's different. What they provide y'all, it's a platform to build the biggest business as you choose to build it. And the insight is how big do you choose to build it? So what we've been sharing with you and what we've always been talking about is that you don't allow yourself to want what you don't believe you can cause. And so I want to just encourage you like we've done every time, and some of you we haven't met yet, but increase your causability. What you think you can cause and the dreams get bigger. And I'll be dang, the business follows. So it's okay to be where you're at. I just want to encourage you not to stay there. As awesome as you are, how can you just improve it? If you want to improve it, how do you think? So I'm not going to go through and keep you real long. I just want to give you a couple shots. And then anything you want to hit on or embellish, run with it.
Thank you.
One of the things he's always told us, you can tell why I didn't play a lot, just look at me. So I'll give him an excuse. I'll give him the way out. But, I was just raised not to know any better. And so I want to encourage you to start examining who are you listening to give you the reality of the marketplace. Who are you listening to giving you the reality of how long it should take you to build your business? Who are you listening to about the limitations? They don't mean them that way. They're just being realists. Who are you listening to? If they're not talking abundance, quit listening to them. Okay? And what you'll find is you'll just start using more of what you've got, and it's not temporary. Because what's going to happen is this. As long as you and I perform like we know we should, how it is normally usually for us, whether it's personal or professional, we free flow. We are free of tension in our system. But anytime you try to sell more, get more listings, do more, recruit more than you know you normally do, that's when the stress occurs. That's when tension occurs. And that tension is just trying to get you to maintain sanity. You know what that means? Keep you like you is. So if you want to improve, let's change how we know we is. In here. And it's so simple, and the brilliance is in the simplicity. And that's what's neat about what y'all do here. The brilliance of what y'all do is you take what everybody else thinks is complex and you make it simple. You got education constantly going on. If you don't understand contracts, where should your honey be?
Thursdays and contracts.
And you ought not be pissed off that you got to go to it or that it's being offered. You ought to be recruiting with that. Those that have been in other agencies, did y'all get this kind of service, this kind of support, this kind of... At least I haven't heard of it. So it's really more of an opportunity. How big do you intend your business to be? Start dreaming that way. You'll build a container and you'll go and fill it. It's amazing how it works. So what I wanted to talk about today was just, that's part of efficacy. Self-efficacy, what I think I can cause to have happen. The higher the efficacy, the more tenacity you also have. You don't back off your goal when you've been met with no and rejection and it didn't happen. You don't quit when you know you can do it. Now, I don't know, I personally believe in God, and if you don't believe in self, believe in something bigger than self. It's amazing how bold it makes you. And with my view is, with God on your side, how can you lose? And if you happen to fail, you got grace. What are you fearful of? Does that make sense? So as awesome as y'all are, you know we're big on high-fiving and butt slapping. I mean, you're getting them.
Yeah.
And you need to. Okay? You want to constantly do that. Do that at home too. Yet at the same time, how big could you make your business? And all you need to do is just dream. Give yourself the freedom to allow yourself to dream. And but I don't want you going outside of your comfort zone. I want you to operate just like we were talking, Todd, just on the inner level of the outside of your comfort zone, just on the inside. So put yourself out there, but not to the point it overwhelms you. And watch what starts to happen. You're still full of hope. And imagine yourself doing the business, doing the volume, having the relationships, having the confidence, having the passion, having the fun, having the energy, having the social network, doing things differently, become more sophisticated. You allow yourself to, you already have the potential to be that way. You'll just use it when you allow yourself the freedom to imagine it. And as you imagine it, do it where you think about the positive value, what you're getting out of it. Some of us look ahead with our forethought and imagine we scare ourselves to death. That's not healthy. Does that make sense? What if I fail? What if I mess it up? What if I get sued? What if I... Not that you don't want to be aware of that. But I look forward and I see success scenarios. That's what I want you to do. I want you to look forward and see the success. Get the emotional hit, the feeling of it going the way you want it to go. And your subconscious is recording that data and the emotional storage. And once it gets on a subconscious level, how do you act? As if. You act, perform, behave like the person, the business leader, the individual you know yourself to be. The spouse, the partner. So, what do you want? It's just thinking ideals and then compare yourself there. Now, by the way, those numbers that y'all produced, awesome. And you know how you're differentiating yourself in the marketplace, right? But if you get caught in the trap of comparing yourself and getting the emotional high off of being so much different than the marketplace, you still may not be using the fullness of your potential, right? Because the marketplace may not be that good. So quit comparing yourself to that, although it's good to recognize it. But why not compare yourself relative to where you are, relative to where you want to be, and let's think ideals. Does that make sense? That's the measure. And you're going to continually grow. Another thing is once you arrive at a goal that you set, you shut down driving energy. So if you meet your monthly goal in the first 2 weeks, guess what you do the rest of the month?
Nothing.
Nada. Nothing. So once you arrive at a goal, you shut down. Just like Fridays, TGIF. What's the problem with that? And aren't you exhausted? You can't even get off the couch. It's like, oh, I'm working too hard. Throw a blanket over me. It must be tired blood. No. Once you arrive and see closure to what you're looking forward to, you shut down driving energy. How is it in your business? As you get a listing, as you get a sale, as you get a relationship, we want to constantly set goals with it. So you're always growing, always improving. The last thing I guess I'd say is this whole piece. Look, you might have shared some things with them. Now, I got to tell you what happened to me personally.
Hey, you've got plenty of time. You've got at least 10 minutes.
Okay.
Hey,
Plenty of time.
you can have
Plenty of time.
You can have 20 if y'all are okay with the extra
No, I'll give you a little shot, and then we'll let y'all. You got lunch. I know your sponsors have got some things here for you. So, a couple.
He thinks I'm the only one that can spend 20 minutes telling one story.
That's right. So, what I would tell you is this: what builds the efficacy has got to control what we've always talked about, and that's that conversation that's going on in your mind all the time. That dialogue, you've got to get your hands around it if you don't already. I know you do. You wouldn't be as good as y'all are. I just want you to become even more aware of it. And when setbacks come, quit giving power to the setback. When disappointment comes, quit wallowing in that disappointment. You don't need the stress. When things don't go the way you want them to go, quit talking about it. Recognize it and think solutions. How are we going to get around it? But you've got to control that 50 to 60,000 thoughts a day that are going through your mind. Again, how they count them, I don't know. But the thoughts are accumulating. They're building on one another to become a belief. And then once you get the belief, how do you act? As if. Consistent with the belief. That's how humans are built. You build your own beliefs with your own thoughts. It's called controlling your self-talk. You've heard it. And that self-talk needs to be positive and uplifting and constructive. And dang it, if it's not going the way you want it to go, quit talking about it. Talk about how you want it to go. If you're sick, talk healthy. If you're broke, talk wealthy. If you're out of a relationship but you want one, talk like you're in one. It's just in disguise. It's coming. All right? So that's what and it's not Pollyanna. I'm great, you're great, the world's great. It's not like that. It's just you start becoming very disciplined with what you think and how you talk. Does that make sense? Every elite, anybody we get around, they think like this. You think like this when you're bringing about greatness that you've got. So it's not complex.
It's powerful, though. Self-talk is powerful.
So once you get the belief, this is how I am, as long as you're in a situation or environment that you feel you belong, keyword there is feel, you'll use this great potential we have. But when things are worse than you normally perform, at home or here professionally, when things aren't as good as they normally would like to be, you get hit with tension. That tension causes you to correct for the mistake of the failure to get back to the production level, to the relationship, to the... Does that make sense? Okay, just as powerful as that urge to get you back when things are worse, do you know you get hit with the same tension and drive and energy to get you back when things are better? It doesn't just work when things are worse, it works the same way when things are better than you normally do. That's why it's tough to improve for people. If you don't control your self-talk, you control the inner imagery. Dream. So allow yourself the freedom to get out of your comfort zone and go there in your imagination over and over and over and over and over until it feels comfortable in the new as you are right now. Does that make sense? Don't try to go into the situation, you get your head blown off, so to speak. Not literally, but I mean, you just come off like you're not ready. And like we were talking, when you're trying to improve, you're talking about doing something differently than you're doing today. And in essence, you're changing your inner identity. I'm so glad you said something, because I hadn't thought of that in a while. You're changing who you know you are. And when you're changing who you are, you become a little insecure, so you want to go rattle off about all you know with your client. They don't need it. Instead of showing them how brilliant you are and why you need to be listing and representing them, you ought to be doing what?
Focusing on them.
And how you can serve. The noble service of what you do. That'll be part of your noble purpose of why you're even in this business. It can't be just to make money. You can, but you'll have greater levels of fulfillment, greater levels of success when you combine the right intent with the building of the business. It's amazing how I found that work. Okay, look. So here I am, Mr. Positive, right? 3 weeks ago, I got diagnosed with cancer. And it wasn't the good kind, okay? It's the rough kind. And I'm telling you, this doctor, as good as he is, he's an idiot. Because we go in there, and he says you got renal cell carcinoma, and it ain't good. I hate to tell you this, but I'm going to be straight up, like he's doing me a favor. I'm thinking he's joking as he's showing me the scan. Come look at this. I'm looking in there, and you're seeing this thing. Oh, it's a boy! I'm kidding, I'm not knowing. And he says, no, this isn't good. And I said, well, what's the prognosis? He says, well, I don't know enough information, but if they get it all and it goes perfect, you might live 2 years. I'm like, what? Now, Jill, who was with, she's lost it at that point. And then he goes, well, I've heard of people even living up to 10 years. I'm like, you idiot, right? So now I'm in shell shock because now it's real on me. And see, one of the things we've been talking about here a lot is urgency. And I've always thought I was thinking about my future in the present tense. That's ultimate urgency. I'm telling you, this last 3 weeks, I have had a whole nother conversation. It's amazing how I thought I had a relationship. I'm at another level now. It's amazing. And I can't encourage you. Don't wait until you've got a crisis to get that relationship. And that's what I've been telling. The little things that used to bother me or frustrate me, they don't matter. It doesn't matter at all. And what people do that would frustrate me, and the little things, like not putting the toothpaste cap back on. Serious stuff. You know what I'm talking about? It doesn't bother me. It's not important. And I start thinking about, why are all these little things that upset me bother? They're not important in life. Where are you getting stressed out? Where do you let life's little hurdles, life's little bumps, life's little increase in the road cause you to lose your emotional state? You don't need it. Your health doesn't need it. You don't need it. And if you want to use more of your potential, I want you to recognize something. We finally leave. I got to tell you, I could not think possibility, and I'm Mr. Positive in my own mind. I'm telling you, I'm thinking I'm going, all I'm thinking about is what I'm going to write, how I can video all the people I love, what I want to tell them. You follow this? I could not think of possibilities. I couldn't think of business. So we go to this doctor, the one that did one of his surgeries.
My doctor.
Thank God. Thank God.
Literally.
Yeah, literally, yeah. And we'll receive that, by the way. He looks at this thing and just says, matter of fact, oh my goodness, yeah, it's growing outside your kidney. We're going to take your liver, and it's through your taking a kidney. It's through your liver. It's going to the heart. But we're going to cure it because it's intact. It's growing, but it's intact. You're going to be beat up, but we got it. My God! Oh, I'm telling you this stuff for a reason. Because next thing I know, I'm racing with possibilities. I'm racing with business. I'm racing with all the things I'm going to do this year. Once a week family dinner. I'm starting to race with all the things I want to do that I've been putting off. Oh, we're gonna when things get done. You follow what I'm telling you? Don't wait for the feeling that you don't have that person in your life anymore, because it can go like that. Let's do it now. Those 3 additional sales this year, if each of you got 3 additional sales this year, what would your world have been like? Why put that off someday out? Why not just say, no, I'm doing it, claim it. And if you don't have enough faith in you, have it in someone else. And if you can't even go there for whatever reason, that's okay. Have faith in this group you're part of. And if you need evidence because you're from Missouri, look around. You know what I mean? But I didn't know this until I experienced this reality. Now, we're getting ready to have surgery. Is that when you lose hope, your physiology starts shutting down. And I was going. I'm not kidding you. I thought I was dying. I didn't want to say it to them because I didn't want to claim it. But I was shutting down. That night was huge when that doctor stayed an extra hour and a half with us explaining this thing. And I'm telling you, I'm racing. I'm back to that. My leg is going. I'm so excited about it. And I just wanted to I wanted to share that with you because possibilities, they're there if you allow yourself to dream it. Okay? And it starts with controlling our thinking. Because life and death lies within the tongue. That's all we're saying. That's all we're saying. Let's breathe life into our business, breathe life into our relationships. When you see your kids, you tell them how much you love them. When you see your parents, when you see your friends, you tell them how much you appreciate them. That's another thing. I started appreciating leaves on the trees. I started appreciating going at 7:30 to FFA to feed the 2 pigs we got to feed. I used to hate it. I used to get mad at having to get up to go feed these stupid pigs. Now I'm the first one in the truck. Let's go. The pigs are waiting. And next thing I know, I'm getting hit because I'm appreciating again. Does that make sense? Yes. You can control your happiness. You can control your business when you just take the time to fully, with the right intent, appreciate. Not for what they're doing for you, but just the fact that they're here and you're here in this world, you got life. Make sense? Well, Dad, you can close it.
Well, I tell you, that
Thank you.
yeah.
Thank you. Thank you. I'm going to come back in about a month and a half.
Count on it.
Yeah.
Coming back. You know, in using different things, you know, all of us have had fears. I mean, something happens and it's out of our comfort zone. We tell ourselves that we can't, or we listen to someone that's telling us we can't. You know, you can't listen to people like that. You got to tune them out. You can smile, you know, and you idiot. You know, I'm not going for this. You need to be careful about other authorities telling you who you are and what you are. I have a strong feeling that you know who you are. This place knows who you are. Act like it. Act like it, and you'll get everything that you choose. Now, one of my dear friends, he was a mentor to me. He wrote me a note one day. I was kind of slipping a little bit, talking about some negative things in our lives. And he said, listen, he said, you stick to your hopes and beliefs and not your fears. We spend too much time to replacing our hopes with fears. Don't be afraid. Talent, you've got it. Don't let people tell you that you don't, or don't listen to them. You've got a private world. You've got a private. When people start talking to you in a negative sense, if they're in this room and they are teammates and they are valuable to the success or failure, you turn them off and tell them, hey, it's not like that here. We don't do that here. You know, this is something that makes us elite. When we talk about being elite, we mean that. And not everybody can, just cannot. So it's like in sports and in football, you know, our teams, we set some awful high goals. Awful high goals. Sometimes, you know, as a coach, sometimes we would set goals for them. And, you know, young people that haven't had this kind of a life, or haven't had this kind of a team that I'm talking about, they didn't know how to take that, you know, and I finally learned that I'm not going to tell other people about what their goals are. They're going to have to tell me what their goals are. And once I hear those goals, I can figure out which ones believe it and which ones fear it. And we don't operate on fears. We operate on beliefs and hopes. And with that in mind, I'll tell you now, we didn't spend a whole lot of time just taking time off, stopping because we were successful. We won a game. Yeah, well, we're all happy. We won a game, But you know what I always had our team do? I gave them 24 hours to celebrate. And it's the next one. Now. And we had a little process. We had a big old barrel. And we beat Oklahoma's tail. Whoa, I think we've got some.
Mixed crowd.
Yeah, that's great.
wasn't there.
That's great. Competition. I hate to they beat our butt this year. Bad. Bad. But I'll tell you what we used to do with this barrel. We had them go and we would take what we determined was last month's newspaper. How many of you spend time looking at last month's newspaper? Huh? You don't. We throw it in the trash. We take that game that we beat, we're happy, we're improved, we throw it in the trash. And we're not going to sit around celebrating, and it won't be for next week on Saturday we play. We're not going to have you thinking about that victory for 4 days. We better be thinking about the next guy, the next hurdle, the next opportunity, and go after it and take it, finish it, close it, and come back for the next one, throwing that trash into the barrel.
Can I say something though?
Isn't that
It's
the-
not that you don't recognize the success. You do. But you don't want to wallow in that flavor of victory for the whole time, because if you're always looking in the past, as you look forward, it's like looking at your future in the rearview mirror. You move towards what you think about. So what he's saying is recognize the success, but do that, get caught in the emotion of it as you look at the next listing, as you look at the next opportunity. Because I want you to remember your successes. Don't trash them and forget them. Just don't wallow in that when that's your own focus. Does it make sense?
You know, how many of you grew up on a farm? You've got a few here, yeah. Or you know some farmers, and you know
We've heard of farmers.
some of you have heard of farmers.
I married him.
You married one. There you go.
And somebody marries them, you know. But they had plowmen that plowed those fields, and those that keep looking back, you know, what happens? A crooked furrow in the farm. So they don't spend much time looking back. They're looking out here all the time. What's in front of us? So yes, we share our successes. That's why we applaud and we're going, all of us as one. And that's the significance of that three.
Dad, real quick, tell them what that means, why that is so important.
Well, this is when we clap. All of a sudden, you know, when we first start off, it sounds like popcorn going off, you know. Everybody is good. But finally, those of you that have played football know how to get a rhythm. And we know how to do it at the same time. And that's how we got off on the line, the snap count. The snap count in football is when the center snaps it between his legs to a quarterback or back behind him to a spread quarterback who's back there waiting on a short punt. That's what it's for. You have to do it. Why do we do it? Because those little mistakes that we make. Earlier, I feel sorry for the Cowboys. I really do. I love them. I like them. You know, just like even though we've been working with the Texans, we've thought we finally had them turned around, but they're way better than they used to be, I can tell you that.
We got the playoffs.
The Texans, that's right. And we're going to continue to do that. And anyway, getting back to the Cowboys,
Clapping.
you know what we have,
Clapping.
what we have is way too many mistakes. And surely we can get them to clap 3 times at the same time. Now, it's amazing, isn't it, that you see them jumping, and you see it. I mean, you're watching TV, it just jumps out at you. All right. We're going to end this with a real success. We're getting ready to use the potential that we have. Potential is not good enough. It's just unless it's used. You got to say, I'm using the potential I have this year. I'm not going to just talk about it. I'm going to use it. And that's going to start with everybody here giving us 3 at the same time. Ah, that's good. Man, that's good. All right. Hey, thank you very much.